Welcome back to another episode of Shock Talk.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, and welcome to the newcomers, and welcome back to the oldcomers. No, I'm just kidding. Welcome back to another podcast. As we like to always have our awkward intros where we say welcome and welcome back 100 times. But today's episode is about
NVIDIA. Ticker symbol NVDA, our very first ever NVIDIA episode. Yay!
I'm surprised it took this long, but here it goes now. But yeah, I'm surprised we took this long to ever do NVIDIA. We talk a lot about tech stocks, and we talk a lot about popular and hype stocks, and this definitely is a popular stock.
Yeah.
I believe this is the newest addition to the $1 trillion club, NVIDIA. They are the most recent publicly traded, and I'm not sure about privately, but most publicly traded. That is worth over $1 trillion market cap. The company's market cap currently, as we sit, per CNBC, 1.208 trillion, with a free float market cap of 1.16 trillion. So
look at that price target.
The price targets, yeah, they're really nice price targets, especially if you bought under 400. Imagine if you diamond handed it from the 52-week low or close to it, which the 52-week low, if you were lucky enough and you were paying attention to NVIDIA stock, was 138.84 on the 28th of December last year. And the 52-week high is somewhat recent-ish, and it's getting ever so closely to making a new 52-week high. Yep. But its 52-week high is 502.66, which was August 24th of this year. But yeah, the price targets are very nice.
They're wild.
Yeah, and it actually came up again today. Literally today, the average Wall Street price target was $600, but it came up $28.13 right before we started airing this episode. So yeah, even today, the average price targets come up $28.13, which would put you at roughly a 28% return from its current price of $48.88, and then they're even crazier.
Yeah.
High is $1,100, which would put you at a 125% ROI, even from $488, which is what, roughly $14 without doing the math. It's roughly $14 off its 52-week high, and analysts still have this at 125% return. So if you waited for a pullback and you were lucky, maybe, according to the high estimates, you could see upwards of a 200% return, depending on where you get in. But
it's just, that's something to be in mind.
It's crazy to think that people consider a company that has a market cap, both regular market cap and free float market cap, of over $1 trillion is still considered to be undervalued. But the numbers don't lie. I have an article here from Business Insider. This came out yesterday afternoon from the time of this recording, so November 14th. This article came out, and today's the 15th of November. Here it says, NVIDIA stock is riding its longest winning streak in 7 years, adding, listen to this, $220 billion in market value in just November. So NVIDIA has skyrocketed 22% since the start of November, adding $220 billion in value. Quote, shares have advanced in 10 straight trading sessions, making the longest win streak since 2016. A broader market rally and the announcement of a new chip helped push the company up. So yeah, that's part of the episode today. They released the news of a chip, and we're seeing the market move up a little bit with all those great numbers we saw as of recent with inflation and PPI numbers, a little bit better than expecting. So the market is reacting in a positive, bullish manner. And we're seeing a lot of tech stocks move up, and NVIDIA is definitely one of them, along with the news of their new H200 GPU.
Yeah, I mean, it's wild. I know that they have a lot of competitors coming out of the woodworks.
Yeah. What is it you mentioned earlier? You said AMD and
AMD is trying to make a competitor, and then you told me today that Microsoft just came out with a competitor chip.
yes,
So
Microsoft.
people don't want to get left in the dust.
Yeah, Microsoft is definitely. I mean, of course, AMD has like their number one kind of Yankees Red Sox type of rivalry in the tech world, with NVIDIA always being the more popular amongst the two. But yeah, definitely Microsoft, they released, that's also, wow, we talked about Amazon on the last episode, with our Apple episode, not having done an Amazon episode. We should do maybe something on Microsoft. But yeah, they also introduced more competition with NVIDIA now, and they're definitely a company that can definitely compete with NVIDIA. They have the resources, they have the staying power, they have the brand, they have the experience, and they definitely have the money, and their stocks at a 52-week low. Sorry, if new 52-week high. Forgive me.
Yeah,
but
I know that Microsoft was struggling for a little bit, and especially there was, a buzz that they had given up against Apple, but I think they just really kind of saw where they could and could not compete in, and where they wanted to locate their resources. Not to say that Microsoft can't compete with Apple, but they just saw a better sector in which was more profitable for them. And so Microsoft has always been into computer chips. They're a computer company, and AI is really a driving factor, and nobody wants to get left behind. None of these tech stocks, it would be a mistake if they didn't, pick up the mantle in AI.
Yeah.
At this point in time.
I think Microsoft will be a big winner in the AI world. They're just a little bit quieter. People like to talk about more Apple, NVIDIA, Tesla, etc. But I think Apple will definitely be a big winner when it comes to AI in the coming years. But yeah, with the H200, the GPU, so that's why it's got people very excited and very hyped, because everyone's talking about AI over the last few months, ever since ChatGPT became like a big thing with the regular average day Joe. Well, what's their first real experience with AI? That AI has been like a big amongst the average person, and all of these massive publicly traded companies and otherwise, like AI has been a huge thing. So they definitely upgraded their GPU. So
oh yeah, go ahead. You're probably going to say the same thing I was going to say.
I was just reading that it was designed to, quote, fuel the acceleration of generative AI and large language models. So it's trying to add other different language models and overall expand there's GPUs to be able to not only sustain AI, but being able to actually thrive and keep up and advance.
Yeah. I think in my mind, when they say that, like Palantir for businesses and government, and NVIDIA for the everyday consumer. It also says that the company said the H200 is the world's most powerful GPU, first ever to offer HBME, the faster, larger memory to fuel the acceleration of generative AI, large language models. So yeah, so I mean, I like tech. I'm not a techie. Like, I don't know what HBM3E or if that even means, but the language that they're using makes it sound like it's very, very powerful.
Isn't Microsoft the one that used open source AI with ChatGPT?
I believe so.
And then you have Google with Bard, and I mean, those are different types of AI. It's not just like one singular. Yeah. It's not defined by like one singular thing. But when it comes to definitely chips, NVIDIA is the leader, and it's interesting now to see, like we said, with Microsoft now even jumping more, because they were like generally overall and traditionally always generally more focused on software. So it's interesting to them now jump in the race with NVIDIA with these chips, but they're going to give them a run for the money, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But these GPUs are available second quarter of 2024, so not so long because we're already in the fourth quarter of 2023.
Yeah, I read somewhere, it wasn't this article. I read another article. I read a couple of articles related to this, but they're partnering up with HP, I believe. So HP will be hosting these computer chip models in 2024, with I think a couple other brands, but HP was named specifically in one of these articles. I can't remember, but HP making a comeback.
I said that back in the summer. I was like, NVIDIA or AMD are going to team up with one of these like mid-tier, less popular than like getting a MacBook, so they can compete more and get into that market as well. Like, hey, let's take our amazing chips and GPUs into an Intel, for example. And Intel is a solid company. I mean, people always forget. I mean, not HP, but I always said Intel.
Yeah.
HP, but I mean, same with Intel. They're pretty solid, but I mean, they're not what they used to be. But
HP, I mean, HP's on the rise. I was like, let me look at HP stock and see what's happening, because if their name has been dropped in the news already with this new H200 chip, then you could also look at HP as a sympathy play, or just in general, just
yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to bring especially in the tech world, maybe not with like so much with the average person, but over time it will, because then people who are into tech and people who are into computers and chips are going to be recommending the average person, hey, maybe you should go get an HP. They have these amazing chips and GPUs in them, and they have NVIDIA ones in them. It's a great buy. You can get a solid computer. You don't need to go out and drop $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 on an app.
Prices.
Yeah, like the average person, what do they have to do? They have to finance a MacBook for $3,000 or $2,000 to have the M2, when they can just maybe go out and say, hey, I can go get a solid HP for $1,000 that has the H200 and can configure it and understand multiple sorry here, brain fart, language models of AI, and can keep up because it has a good GPU and an amazing chip from NVIDIA.
Yeah.
And I can do it for $1,000.
Well, that's also part of Apple's money-making machine, because they have turned themselves into a fintech and they want you to use them as such. So just more ways to take your money.
Their MacBook sales are dropping too. I think the only thing that was up was their iPad sales.
Yeah.
Was it their iPad? Yeah, their iPad sales are up. Their AirPod and their Apple Watch sales are down, along with their phone sales. But I think the MacBook sales were up, so I think I was confusing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like everything else is down other than their iPad and MacBook sales. But
HP making a comeback, NVIDIA doing its thing.
But yeah, and it's crazy, just to talk about the stock real quick. It's definitely, in my opinion, a very good investment. I'd wait for a slight pullback. I think it's going to hit a new 52-week high, and it's going to have a little bit of a sell-off, but who knows? None of us have a crystal ball. But in my opinion, it's still a good buy. The PE ratio for the trailing 12 months was extremely high, which is very normal when you're looking at a tech stock, because they burn cash. You're not like, these companies will go 4, 5, 6 quarters and have horrible earnings, and then they'll have like some video game number like 5,000%, because they're burning cash to grow exorbitantly fast.
Yeah.
So they had a PE ratio, horrible, 118.10 for trailing 12 months, but forward FWD PE ratio drops to 32.40. And they have a return on equity of 40% with a net margin. This is all from CNBC, net margin of 31.5%. Very healthy growth margin of 64%. Their revenue for the trailing 12 months has been 32.681 billion. A very healthy debt to equity, 35.29%. And they had an amazing, actually their earnings actually is much later. forgive me, I must have said they have not had it yet, but they had a very good earnings last quarter. But people are expecting an amazing earnings.
Oh yeah.
With
Yes.
exactly with everything that they've been working on. And where did it go? I lost the chart. NVIDIA, give me a second.
The EPS?
No.
Because I'm looking at the EPS chart and it's just up. It's
yes,
just
yeah, their EPS. Yeah, so they had a killer last earnings, a killer. Like everything was 100%. But their new earnings is not coming out until the 21st aftermarket. So they're a lot later than most of what we have seen. Most of the big dogs have already released their Q3 earnings.
yeah. So
NVIDIA has the 21st, so be on the lookout.
what's
And
that?
huh?
Let's see, how many days away is that? 6 days.
Technically 5 because we're at the end of the day, and by the time we release this, maybe 3 or 4.
I wonder how much it's going to go up. How much
If
do
we
you think it's going to go up before earnings?
Before earnings, I think it's going to continue to make a new 52-week high and rip to around, I don't know, I don't want to give a number because like I always like to say, I don't have a crystal ball. But I think there's a lot of hype surrounding the stock right now. It had an amazing last quarter. And I think expectations are very high, and especially with the new H200 being information being released and everything being with HP and all that announcement. Unless their earnings tank, I see this going well over $500 in the coming week.
It's not far.
Yeah.
So definitely could
who knows how far it could run? It wouldn't shock me. I wouldn't be shocked to see a $550 NVIDIA in the next coming weeks. If it has an underwhelming earnings or it doesn't beat, then maybe you can get a good buy. I would like to buy this stock at low 4s, or if I was lucky, maybe somewhere in the 3s.
I doubt it. They've got contracts ready on deck, signed.
I don't. Yeah, I don't. I mean, other than maybe if we see like a really big sell-off or something, people take profit, it rips another 10-30%, something like that. Who knows? But I definitely have like my notifications set for drop-offs and sell-offs, and but expectations are very high. This is already, like we said, this is already a $1.2 trillion company, and they're expecting it on average to grow up to another 28% on average. Yeah. So I don't know what the exact math on that is, but that is a roughly 50, I'd say. Well, let's see, what's 28% of a trillion? That's 280 billion, and then 28% of 200 billion is 56 billion. So 56 billion plus what I just said,
something trillion.
Billion. So they are roughly, my numbers could be off, but that's roughly $330-ish billion they're seeing on average. This market cap could grow on average. There are companies out there that aren't even 330 billion, and Wall Street is saying, oh, this could grow another 330 billion in market cap.
Yeah,
that's insane.
So,
but anywho, that's NVIDIA and my
NVIDIA. Yeah.
NVIDIA. Our first ever NVIDIA episode is in the books. All I got. Anything else on your end?
No, I just want to see how fast I can get to 1100, because
I want to buy call options on it.
I say end of spring 2024. I can see that analyst number that might be where it lands.
If this dips before Q2, before this GPU and chip gets released, in my opinion, not financial advice, it is a crazy heavy buy. If we can see this drop off anything at all into the mid or lower 400s, I think that's a great buy. Even that, I mean, hell, this stock could drop off $300, and I still think it was a good buy, because I mean,
yeah, that'll be an early Christmas gift for some, because it's already a 62% buy and 34% strong buy.
Yeah,
it's a buy.
And
It's
exactly,
being labeled as a buy.
and like we said, that the H200 is available second quarter 2024. So I think any dip between now and then, if we see, for example, if this rips, boom, people take some profit. It dips maybe back down to like those, who knows, people take profit. Who knows? But any dip under this, in my opinion, is a buy, because I think 2024 is going to be a very good year for NVIDIA, unless like World War III pops off.
Unless something wild,
Yeah.
unless a competitor comes out with a better chip.
Yeah.
The claim,
or the market tanks, because I don't know, Jerome Powell comes out and he goes, "Oh, something went crazy again. We gotta,"
I mean, with the claim with the world's most powerful GPU, I mean,
yeah,
I'm more interested in seeing the overall what the tech world overall is going to look like in 6 months. Like what is something wild is going to be there? Someone's making something that's going to hit the market, and we're going to be like, really?
I'm gonna see if that GPU is in any. I want to get a laptop before then. That's the only problem.
Oh wait, it also says here used by companies, set to be used by companies such as Dell and Lenovo.
Lenovo.
Yeah, they've got contracts.
Yeah, because they're like, hey, you help us out, we help you out. We'll help you take out more of the market against Apple, but you help us because you're automatically taking our processors and our chips, and we're helping you out and you're helping us out.
I wonder if they can train AI models to hack other AI models.
Of course, in the future. Maybe
so we've got all these AI models coming out of the woodworks with all these companies. I don't know why I like to say woodworks today, but then someone's going to have to train an AI model to hack those AI models.
It's funny, yeah.
But yeah.
Let's edit out the part where we said, all right, wrapping that up 5 minutes ago.
It's fine, because anyone here knows this is a rambling channel.
We should have named it the Rambling Channel.
No way.
We can make another podcast where we just go off and talk about random things. We go off on tangents and call it like the Random Channel.
I'm not angry enough for tangents, but I can definitely talk about stuff.
Channel tangent. No. Anyway, but yeah, let's wrap this one up, because I think that's everything, and we're running out of time and people's attention spans.
Thanks for joining us, as always. We're glad to have you. Hope you're happy to be here. That's what we strive for. And stay classy and stay safe and stay awesome. And I'm just spreading positivity with my pencil. There you go. You can go ahead and say whatever you're saying.
Drops into reality. No, but yep, that's our first ever NVIDIA, and the first of many to come, because it's now on the list. But sorry it took sorry it took so long. And yeah, please like, share, and subscribe, and touch that little bell, and you'll get more NVIDIA updates from us and more emblems. So yeah, stay cool, stay classy, stay safe out there. Take care, stay positive, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.